Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim fram sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on.
Hey everyone, happy Friday.
Yes.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Lunchbox.
Are we starting already?
I don't know. I'm off on a little tangent here. I'm taking a trip in my own mind, which is always a fun thing.
Can we hop aboard?
Yes, you can. It's a Friday fun day at Gulfstream Park, and we are at our usual place, 10 Palms at Gulfstream, second floor. They
Beautiful
are open
place.
every day. There's live racing, and now that we're in the Royal Palm meet, the racing schedule is Thursday through Sunday. So 10 Palms open Thursday through Sunday. We've got Jeff Defo DeForest. We've got the legendary Tony Segreto. We've got Mike Lubie Lubitz. And we had a little bit of a delay putting in the lunch order today. So we'll start with just some salt and pepper shakers. Very cute. How are you today, Defo?
Couldn't be better. Happy to be here. Always great to see Tony Segreto.
What is that milky powder on your face?
That I have no idea.
What
Milk of magnesia.
Oh, milk of magnesia.
You have the powdered variety.
They won.
Didn't you hit the first race exactly here? At Gulfstream?
No, I had a little piece of the try, but it got my money back, so it was all right.
Nice.
Okay. All
It's always going to
Well,
win
all right.
to start the day.
Not that I'm denigrating it. It's great if you cash, but I thought you said that you had the 2-3 came in the first race here, and now we're waiting for the first race to unfold at Keeneland.
It already ran, the sixth one.
The 6. Oh, so the chalk got eaten up, which is good because I think the chalk was the 5, and I got my pick 5 ticket going because I always hit the all button in the first race.
All but
Hoping for a bomber. Tony Segreto, how are you? We missed you last week.
I'm doing well. I'm doing great. I can't think of, how can you not do? It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful weather. My God,
the
we've
weather
had
finally
the
turned
most
out to be nice.
spectacular winter, and I'm at Gulfstream Park. So this is my third favorite place,
Third favorite place besides
home in Vermont.
Okay.
It's pretty high ranking then.
Yeah, it's pretty. Look, this is a great place to be because
This is a great place. It
they-
really is.
they bring us food, they bring us beverages, and we do a show here every Friday. And we also have a contest giveaway, which I think we're going to do it early today,
Yeah, let's knock
maybe
it out.
even right now, because Joe Beja, unfortunately, he is jam-packed with meetings because he's got the Preakness that he oversees because it's part of the same company that operates Gulfstream Park, also Pimlico Racetrack and the Preakness. It's going to be the final year there for now because Pimlico, they're actually tearing it down and doing a whole rehabilitation rebuild.
Were they going to do it after Pimlico?
I believe in the upcoming years, for the next few years, they're going to be moving it down to Laurel Racetrack,
Laurel Raceway?
which is just further south along the Beltway in the Washington-Baltimore area. And then they're going to be rebuilding Pimlico. And then I think the state of Maryland is going to be taking over that track. And First Racing, Magna Racing, I think still operates Laurel. It's a little bit confusing sometimes. But in any event, we are here, and Joe Beja wants everybody to know that, first of all, thanks to him and his crew, we had a fantastic brunch bash last week. Missed you, Tony.
I missed it.
And Defo, but we had a nice crowd. Lubie, you want to give the recap?
It was just a good time. Like what's interesting is, and with the first one, I got to really just hang for a long time. Usually there's a lot going on a Sunday, but we had a low-key Sunday at home. So I got here around 12, left at 4. And it really showcased what it can be because, again, we love brunch, my wife and I, but there's usually some kind of a clock, whether it's on the table or in your head. And you can tell when they're, and I've been in the service industry, so I hate eating up a table, right? Like we've already done what we're going to do here. I'm not eating more. I'm not drinking more. So when people just sit in kibitz, and there's nothing wrong with it, I feel bad because I can see the line brooming, and like I feel bad for the servers. Like I'm always one to want to get up and turn it over, let them go to the next people. That's not how it is here. Like people come for the day, they expect you to be here for the day, and they treat it like that. There's no urging. No matter if you're still drinking or not, eating or not. Once you walk in, you're here till they close in their mind. So like the experience caters to that, and it's not denigrating the other places. I have a good experience there, but it's really cool to be able to go to a place for a very similar price, very similar level of food, and not be ushered out, not be rushed out, and you forget that the time's flying by. Like I got here at 12, and I was like, oh, it must be like 2, and it was like 3:30. You know, like
no, and
it was like really cool, and everyone had a great time. Ken came. There was some kids; they were having a great time. Like the older people like all ages were just having a really good time, and I appreciate that. And the staff here just does an amazing job.
It's family friendly here, and it's nice because you can take the kids out to the paddock area, watch the horses
Yeah, and that's what
saddle
they'll
up,
do.
and
Yeah,
walk around.
That's what I still can't get used to.
Is
Kids here. You know,
it used to be
just the
under
adults.
18 was
Under-
not allowed.
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then America's moral fiber just disintegrated. No,
It doesn't
it's-
feel dirty.
No,
It-
it's a great family-friendly location.
For the longest time, they didn't allow kids in a betting establishment,
Right.
and
It was a little ugly in the OTBs in New York when the kids would wander in and all that cigar smoke and the
god!
desperation in the air. But kids need to learn about.
But they've opened it up, and it's so nice to see families here with kids, and it's just it's a great atmosphere.
No, and again, open every day of live racing, but there's a couple of big dates on the calendar. Now, usually, if you're not here for a Lunchbox Brunch Bash, and we'll do it again in July or August when
I hope so.
Saratoga is running because it's a lot of fun. But also, it's usually $55 on the regular days. The buffets are on Saturdays and Sundays, weekends only. When it's Thursday and Friday, you come in, they give you a nice menu, you get a choice. Whole, sandwiches, entrees, salads, flatbreads. We're going to have our lunch in a second, but they also have sushi. But on Saturday and Sunday, they do the buffet, and a couple of big ones coming up where they have the enhanced buffet. First of all is for Mother's Day. It's going to be an $85 enhanced buffet where they have all kinds of extras, and Mom will get, besides the usual mimosa, I think they will also present Mother's a nice single red rose. I might be making that up. Joe Beja,
I
if
don't
you're
remember
watching,
anything about a rose.
keep
so
me on
don't
the
add
That's
straight
what it
and
is
narrow.
now.
And then, of course, that's going to be on, Easter brunch is $85.
2 weeks from tomorrow.
That's April 20th. There's no roses on brunch. I got that completely wrong.
No.
Mother's Day, they're going to be having an enhanced buffet, and I think that's when Mom
Yes,
gets the
usually
roses.
a rose, yeah.
What's
But-
the date for Mother's Day?
May 11th, Sunday,
nice.
May 11th.
Okay.
And
Wow,
then
closer to Easter.
before that, Derby Day, which is going to be on Saturday, May 3rd, they also will be having an enhanced buffet, and they're going to be serving Defoe's favorite drink, the mint julep,
Ooh.
made with
I don't
the.
ever think I've ever met anyone that, even Kentucky people, make a face at the mint julep. Like that's such an interesting thing that they do it every year, and no
one drinks
human
it?
likes it. Like, people drink it because it's like drinking Jaeger when you're in college. It's like a rule, but
It's a
once you
tradition.
grow into an adult, you're like, yeah, that's like
Unfortunately,
gasoline.
some traditions die very hard,
Yes,
and
and that's
like
one of them.
Goldschlager, like
But-
who does that once you're over the age of 20? Like it's just interesting, like, and it's cool, the glass, and it looks cool, but then you taste it, you're like, what the hell? And like everyone's drinking it, and I've always thought that was entertaining and interesting.
So again, Derby Day, Saturday, May 3rd. Again, an $85 enhanced buffet. Mother's Day, the following Sunday, May 11th. And before all that, Easter Sunday, which is going to be a week
Next
from
Sunday.
this Sunday.
Yep.
It's going to be on April 20th. Also, $85 enhanced buffet. For all three of these events, just go make a reservation online at opentable.com or the Gulfstreampark.com website. And you can just get your link and book your table. Joe Beja says that the Easter brunch is selling fast. They've got over 300, almost 400 reservations so
Wow,
far. Now,
that's
this
amazing.
room holds a lot. During Florida Derby Day, they had over 1,200. But Mother's Day, this really makes it easy because so many. I'm sorry, Mother's Day, Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
A lot of places get very crowded.
Crowded, yeah.
And this place, they know how to accommodate a big crowd, which is what you want. And the fact that you can come and go and graze all day, and they have the best desserts and pastry bar, and they have an ice cream bar where you can make your own sundae. Great place for the whole family. So 10 Palms at Gulfstream. All right, that's going to bring us to the contest. We're going to get it out of the way early. Tony is chomping at the bit when I told him that
No, you wouldn't give us any hints. You usually will tell us beforehand.
this week it's a little bit different. I'm only going to give one clue. It's going to be a little tricky.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So here we go.
All right.
Here we go.
It's time for this week's lunchbox Gulfstream lunch stream. Oh my God.
Lunchstream's an interesting
My
one.
brain is scrambled. I
You
had a
okay?
rough night last night, Tony.
What'd you do?
We'll get into that
No,
later.
let's
Let's
not talk
get
about that.
through the contest. It is time for the 10 Palm Sunday Brunch giveaway. You email the answer to this week's restaurant trivia question, just one clue, along with your horse selection for this week's Gulfstream Saturday contest race. It's going to be the 8th race on the card tomorrow, and it's a 10-horse field. So numbers 1 through 10, pick a number 1 through 10. And this week's tiebreaker is what is unfolding right now?
Oh, Masters.
The Masters, the dulcet
Nice.
tones of Jim
So wait,
Nance.
so they're picking now. Who
Yeah, we
wins the
did the
Masters?
same thing
Okay.
for the Players
That's
Championship,
fine, they're
and
just getting a
it
heads
worked
up,
out
yeah.
well. Again, it is you're going to be giving me pick the winner of this week's Masters golf tournament and the score
Oh, they need
relative
a
to
score.
par.
Okay.
Final score relative to par. So, for example, you can say Rory McIlroy 12 under or Justin Rose 14 under. And if nobody picks the actual winner, it's whoever has the highest
Nice
placing
rating.
golfer. And
No, it's good. It's
so
Masters, might as well.
it worked the last time we did it with the Players Championship, and actually a couple people nailed Rory McIlroy winning with the exact number 12
Really?
under.
Yeah, I
It
remember.
was exciting. So, anybody have picks yet? Have you been watching? I haven't watched any. Of
I
the
haven't
action.
watched one bit of it yet.
Defo's been
no.
the most active,
And
good or bad.
based on what you saw yesterday, who's going to win, Defo?
Oh, I think it's wide open. I really do.
Okay, it is usually a wide open steeplechase until we get to the back 9 at Augusta on Sunday when the tournament truly begins. But I'm going to ask you to make your pick by noon tomorrow. That's the deadline. And I can think it behooves everybody to wait until after the second round is concluded, hopefully later today. And then you will have a better sense halfway through who's in the hunt. And then you could make your selection for the tiebreaker of who's going to win the Masters and what's the final score under par going to be. And you're going to email 3 elements to mikemayoeats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow. That's Saturday, April 12th. Is that correct? Am I in the
Yes.
right
Yeah.
You in the
Today's
right-
11th.
the right
Yes,
month?
yes,
I'm in the
sure.
right universe.
Yes.
Saturday, April 12th by 12 noon.
All right. And again, the contest race, the 8th race, it's a $57,000 allowance optional claiming race for fillies and mares scheduled for 7.5 furlongs on the turf. It will be run on the all-weather poly track if it's
Ooh.
taken off the turf for rain. And any late scratches, you'll be given the post-time favorite. So again, a number 1 through 10. And here we go. You ready?
Ready.
The only one clue, which is a nod to a religious holiday that's on the calendar this weekend.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Take where we are right now, subtract the number 9,
9.
and maybe add a nice steak, a 3-pound lobster, and some caricature sketch drawings on the walls, and you have ...
Oh, good. Okay.
Take where we are now
Yeah, I know how
and
to do the
subtract
math.
9,
I got the math. Yes.
and that's it. Okay, good luck. Send it in. MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. Is everybody confused and confounded?
I'm totally lost. Maybe it's an easy one. I hope it's easy for you guys out there. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I got the number part. I don't know if that's the actual name of the restaurant.
All right, without saying anything, where are we right now?
No, I know the number 1 is what I get 10 minus 9. Is that a name of a restaurant? I've never heard of the restaurant that's called One.
Okay. You're missing the other part of
Yeah,
where we are now, but don't get too far.
Yeah, I don't
let
want to
the-
give it away.
We'll
Yeah,
let
I
the
don't want to
people
give it
figure
away.
it out. So, what'd you think, Tony? Was this a brain
that
teaser?
that was a really, really good one. That may be the best one you've had since the Players Championship.
That's it. And
There you go.
it can only be concocted by a mind that has been to several places.
The
Corroded,
mind is there working.
It is, believe it or not. Yeah, so let's get into, last night I ended up going to Tropical Acres, met a cousin of mine in town. We had just some drinks and, appetizers at the bar for happy hour. And then me and my cousin went over to the Hard Rock and played poker. And because I got a lift over to 10 Palms with the lovely Val, she drove us over and had, some cocktails with us. And then I went with my cousin who rented a car. So I didn't have to drive home. I
Yes.
basically took an Uber home. And when I got knocked out of the tournament, I did so. But before getting knocked out of the tournament, which happened, untimely, too soon, but I kept taking my medication because I knew I didn't have to drive.
Oh my God.
And it put my mind in a space that was a little weird.
Yes.
And when I got home after taking the Uber ride, I was ravenously hungry, even though I usually shouldn't be hungry on the other medicine I'm taking. And then I just made a sandwich. We had some fresh bread from Publix. I got some Everose chicken. Did you ever play around with like condiments and just come around with
100%.
and mix
Yes.
it?
all the
Lubie,
time.
what's the strangest thing you've done?
I would just do mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup a lot, and make it
Okay.
one thing together. And for some reason, it tastes different than when you put them separately.
Tony?
Mayonnaise and mustard together.
Yes. Well, I did
And ketchup. I
that.
would throw ketchup too.
I did mayo, Dijon mustard, the good French Dijon, not the Grey Poupon, but that it's called Mayo.
Now.
Mayo is really good. It has a good creamy texture. And I saw a jar of chili crisp, which
Ooh.
do you know chili crisp is a spicy, crunchy,
Yes.
like red pepper
That's a
flakes
really
with hot
good one.
oil. And that chili crisp I picked up a jar of it the last time we did a show at Temple Street Eatery with our friends Diego and Alex. And now Alex, of course, is over at Juan's, one of our new sponsors, and we're going to be doing
The
a
next
show
week,
with
right?
him a week from Monday. But the Temple Street Eatery chili crisp with Dijon mustard, mayonnaise on top of a chicken breast, like a roasted chicken sandwich on sourdough bread, and it looked good and it tasted good. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but then the chili crisp attacked me in the middle of the night.
But that's the problem, like with the OZ that you're on. Like
You got to.
it'll calm your hunger until you add other things, I think. And then like the minute you add something else, your brain checks it out, but your body doesn't.
You got to add just a little bit, just a tiny bit of the chili crisp.
Yeah, I did a little too much because I like spice, but spice doesn't necessarily like me all the time.
Yes.
So anyway, I put it out to the Let's Eat South Florida group, which again is on the verge of 195,000.
Oh my God.
About how I called it a medication malfunction that I had last night, and I said, "Has anybody ever kind of just start playing around with condiments?" And one person, Josh L, says, "Always, this is necessary for the continual development of condiments and general shenanigans." So I was like, "Yeah," and then somebody was saying they used to play around all the time. Somebody puts together lebne, which is a Lebanese
yes.
kind of what is lebne? It's like a cheese type thing.
No, it's a yogurt.
Yogurt type thing, right?
Yes, yogurt and
it's something in there, but he puts together lebne and kimchi. And kimchi, of course, is like
Kimchi.
fermented
Kimchi's
spicy
strong, though,
cabbage from Korea. So you got the East meeting the Mid East on that one. He goes, it really is good together. And then one person does lightly toast multigrain bread with crunchy peanut butter on one side, cream cheese on the other, bananas sliced, long slices, and drizzled with honey,
Yes.
and maybe now Mike's
Cream
hot
cheese
honey.
and peanut butter.
Cream cheese, peanut butter, banana, and Mike's hot honey. So that's a new one.
People
the
do
hot
some
honey
things.
I could do without.
I like the hot honey, but on certain things. I don't know if I want it on like peanut butter lean sweet.
Yes.
So I don't know if I want it with peanut butter.
No, and there's some people who are doing peanut butter and jelly burgers, which I've seen on
I've
menus.
had. It's not horrible. It's just I'd rather just have a burger.
It's you know what? I don't like it at all.
I've had it when I used to do trivia at this place in
Yeah,
Miami.
peanut-
There was a food truck that did a peanut butter burger. I don't know if there was jelly on it.
Peanut butter deserves to be by itself.
I like exactly like it was an interesting
butter
salty
sandwich.
sweet kind of a thing, and it wasn't bad. But it was like when I'm really gonna order this, like I would just rather have a burger.
I'm a peanut butter aficionado.
I love peanut butter.
Crunchy or smooth
I like crunchy.
Crunchy on the weekends, smooth on the weekdays.
during the week. Okay, that's a man who
I love
knows
it.
how to mix it
I
up.
love how he deciphers.
Somebody says they do grilled cheese crust dipped in pickle juice. That sounds a little odd.
That's specific.
And then some people were just kind of saying, "This is what happens when you get the munchies."
I was gonna say what I would have. All I would have said to that is, so what were you on?
And
how much?
Somebody said medication malfunction, edibles too strong, and I was
Yeah.
like, "I'm taking the fifth."
Exactly.
Unfortunately, I took the fifth edible. Last
Exactly.
night. That's where my problem was. But it's okay. We've righted the ship today. And it is time for our first commercial break. Before we do, again, Tropical Acres, tremendous going in there last night. You could tell the season is almost, kind of winding down.
You can tell because even the traffic here today was
it's very
just
dense.
a little
not as
less.
crazy
Very
it was
different.
even a weekend ago. And you think, with the holidays upcoming, with Passover starts tomorrow night, and
does.
Chag Sameach to all
Yes,
our
please.
Jewish friends who celebrate. And then we've got Palm Sunday this Sunday and Easter Sunday next Sunday. It's also Eastern Orthodox Easter next Sunday. I figured some people would stick around through then, but it seems like a lot of people have gone home before because they're kind of on the late side this year. Canadians are all gone because they can't afford to stay here anymore.
Yes,
honestly,
Canadian
tariffs and all
dollar
that
is
crap,
taking
yeah.
a pounding, and but Tropical Acres though is still doing fine. It's just not as crazy crowded in the front room waiting for the tables.
Are they open Easter Sunday?
Yes, they are, Tony. Funny you should
Easter
mention it.
Sunday,
Besides
right, David?
having, right here, 10 Palms at Gulfstream as an option on Easter, the great folks at Tropical Acres, who are usually closed on Sundays, they are open certain holidays, including both Easter Sunday and Mother's Day. So 1 to 8 p.m. on both of those days. And if you want to get a reservation, give them a call at 954-989-2500 because they are so old school there. They're over 75 years young, and they do things the old-fashioned way, old school way, which you should appreciate old school. Tony Segreto, that's your segment every week on the Defo show in the mornings.
I appreciate it so much, and lately I appreciate it even more because it just takes you back, and you got to go.
Takes you back, but they still move forward, and they have new menu items. They always update their wine list, but it is comfortable stepping back in time to a place you get the human touch. Even when you make a reservation, you have to give them a call, and you get another voice on the phone, and they answer the phone, which a lot of places don't do anymore.
Acres is interesting because, like, my wife, younger, she's millennial into Gen Z, and the multiple times she's been there, she's enjoyed it. But being the marketing guru that she is, she always wants to improve things. She always wants to take things to the next place, and I love her for it. But it's funny, and that's why I appreciate Tropical Acres. They're old school, and they are proud of it, and they own it.
Yeah,
and they make modifications because they always want to be modern, but they also understand what they are. And I, every time we eat there, I always have to explain to her, I'm like, you understand this is on purpose what they're doing. Like, they could do all the stuff you talk about. They don't want to. Like, they want to focus on hospitality,
from the
and
salads
service
and those little
and quality
chilled
food.
bowls to the
Not
sizzling
glitz
platters.
and glamour and Instagram. Like, they're not worried about that. They're worried about you having a great experience, having great service, and then going home with a smile.
Well, give them a call, make your reservation today, and if you don't even want to wait till Easter Sunday, go in this weekend. Because again, tonight, happy hour in the bar.
It's great to sit at the bar. Just sit at the bar.
That's what we did last night, 4:30 to 6:30. And you know what ended up happening? Like, I had the loyalty reward punch card completely filled. I was ready to get an entree, like a nice prime rib, to apply that loyalty card, which is another great thing that you get at Tropical Acres. But we never ended up going in the dining room. We just had all the great light bites for the happy hour deal. And what a great deal. I mean, basically 3 of us ate and drank, and the total tab was $66.
Oh my God,
because they got the half price drinks.
Yep.
And I let my cousin pick it up because it was so tight. And I got to save my loyalty reward card for next time. So
nice.
I pulled the ultimate Mayo moves last night. And
Very
you
much.
can also get just such great value at Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's take that first break. We'll come back, and maybe we will have some food in front of us.
Yes.
I'm getting a little hungry again,
Yes,
Tony.
There you go.
I don't know about you, but
Yes, I am.
all good. We'll be back with more from 10 Palms at Gulfstream after this.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and Good afternoon and welcome back to the Lunchbox. I didn't hear myself at first,
I was
but
waiting for Tony.
I'm hearing a lot of voices in my head, but I didn't hear mine, which is always a scary
where we left
prospect.
off.
Yes, it is. But now look at
There is
this.
food.
We got a glorious lunch feast in front of us for today's Lunchbox, courtesy of Joe Beja and his great crew here at Ten Palms at Gulfstream Park. Ten Palms, a good place to be this weekend, which is Palm Sunday. So
Yeah.
10 Palms.
Palms.
Yeah.
10 Palm Sunday. Look, we've got the French dip. We've got the Reuben sandwich. We've got the Friday fish special for Tony, who is not eating the meat on Friday, even though the Pope has given him
I
special
mean, he's
dispensation.
in the middle because he's the one that brought
You
up
know
the French
what?
dip 4 times. So.
Because my age.
Yes. You're allowed
Yeah,
to.
go
You're
for it.
allowed to
You
eat
put in
whatever
your-
you want.
As they say, you put
It's
in your
nice.
time.
It's nice that you have, a religion that says, you get to a certain age, do whatever you want. It's good.
It's almost all religion.
And look, we've got, but I don't know what the fish is. It's a snapper. It looks like more like a
said it's a
sea
snap.
bass.
He said snapper, but you're right. That
This
does
looks
not
like
look
a sea
snapper.
bass, and they have this potatoes au gratin in
Looks
this round
fantastic.
form. I don't know if they call that a potato galette. It's incredible. I mean, it's creamy and good. Did you get a bite of that yet, Lubie?
No, I'm gonna get
You're
to it.
potchking around.
Well, no, our viewers always like a list of a written list of what's on the table. So I always write the written list as you're saying it out loud.
Tony has his usual Greek salad with the beautiful feta cheese.
It's great.
Defo has his usual blackened or grilled chicken breast with a hunk of Tony's feta cheese because it's too much for Tony to eat.
Yes.
We said French dip and Reuben and the fish special. And I don't know why. I don't know what happened in my life, but I am all of a sudden just craving pizza. And I got one of their great margarita flatbreads, and it's hitting the spot. Came out nice and hot.
I told you, my wife made a homemade pizza last night. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good that
let me ask you, number one, what did she put on the pizza? Is it plain cheese, or you put toppings?
just put cheese on it, deep dish. It was really good.
Wait,
Homemade.
deep dish?
Yeah.
You said she did it in a casserole, like a
She did
cast
it-
iron
She did
skillet
a
kind of
cast
a thing.
iron skillet.
So would you describe it as Chicago deep dish or like a Detroit style where it's like
Detroit
a thicker crust?
style.
Detroit
She's
style.
from Detroit.
Oh, is she?
Oh,
Yes.
so that's why.
Well, that would
okay.
explain a lot
That
of
actually
things.
explains
Yes.
it.
So, and you said you got your
I got my
pizza
dough
crust dough from
at Mimi's. I mean,
no
at
at Publix,
Publix.
right? And you were saying you've gotten it in the past from Mimi's, and no disparagement or anything, but you said you preferred the one from
I
Publix.
prefer Publix, and it's easier.
Okay.
Just easier to deal with. You
Now,
know?
Well, look, I think it must be really good because your wife is a very big from scratch homemade person. So for her to trust,
She is
and she's
homemade.
Italian through and through. So for her to trust Publix's pizza dough, that says a lot of Publix's pizza dough.
It's really good. It's really, really good. So, she made it with a chicken on the side. Oh my God. It was so good. It was so good.
so
Sounded
it's
like you liked it there, Tony. From the way you described it.
man, it's like having an experience. Was it like a chicken parm on the side? Or it was like like a piece of chicken just grilled,
Piece of chicken grilled.
and that you could put it on the pizza, or you ate it
You
separate.
ate it separate than the
Okay.
pizza.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel, but now all these New York pizzeries and stuff, they put chicken parmesan on the pizza, and I don't think that's a good mix because you already have the breaded cutlet, and I think but for some reason a breaded cutlet works on bread with a sub or hero sandwich. So once again, another contradiction in my own
Yeah,
head.
exactly.
Makes no sense, but I'm digging the
Flatbread.
the
looks really good.
flatbread margarita flatbread, and I'm glad that you play around and go around to different places and
Try different
get your
things,
doughs.
exactly.
And look, Publix has been taking a pounding on the Let's Eat group this week, including from me, because
Yes.
my biggest pet peeve with Publix, PPP, is that they charge astronomical prices for certain things.
Yeah.
Some
Well,
things are good.
Some of it, you have to understand where it's coming from. I'm not sticking up
Coming
for
from
them.
record
it's fine.
profits. I saw that they took in almost like 1.2 billion in profit in the first quarter alone.
Oh, the first quarter?
No, I think it was revenue. Somebody posted something on the group, and there's no way that supermarkets are notoriously low
Low.
margin businesses.
yeah.
They're happy to just make
They just get
because
by.
they sell so much
It's volume.
volume that they're okay with a 2% profit
Yes.
margin,
Yeah, yeah.
because even if
It's not a
if
restaurant.
you're selling $2 billion worth of goods,
Yeah.
2% of that's still good. But I think Publix's margins are more in the 8 to 10% range. And
Wow.
some of the reason is they just price a lot of their products higher.
Mm-hmm.
And case number one again that I've made an issue with repeatedly over the years since the pandemic and since the avian flu has apparently kind of
It's
really
cooled off,
impacted the whole flocks, and they had a cull flocks and the supply took a hit, but now it's on the way back, and supposedly egg prices are on the way down. And
And a lot of places they are. That's what's weird about the Publix is because Aldi, I'll give a lot of credit. it's still way higher than it once was. But like eggs used to be like 80 cents there. But
No,
the
and-
standard eggs there are like $3.
Yeah,
now.
you're seeing it again for look. It's not like the old days where it was
$3.50,
$1.69, but you're seeing it for like $3.29, $3.49 a dozen for your basic dozen. Not the fancy organic or cage free eggs, but a basic dozen large eggs going now at places $3.29, $3.49 at the Publix that where my old neighborhood. I stopped in there to pick up because I still get my prescriptions there. I looked around the egg case. And I saw it was completely full because they were having some supply issues, and especially when the flu was hitting the birds again hard, there was a lot of places that just didn't have any eggs. But fully stocked case, but the basic Publix eggs going for $5.65 a dozen.
That's weird.
Which is like a full $2 higher. It's like almost 80% higher than stores right down the road. And then some of the fancy schmancy eggs, like I like getting these Heritage cage-free eggs. They have the blue eggs, and they're a great product. The yolks are so yellow. They used to pay like $7.99 for a dozen of those. It was like $10.65 for the fancy eggs at Publix.
I don't know. I'm not. Again, we try to play both sides because we do work with restaurateurs, and they're very clear about they feel it's not their job to gouge people. They want people to leave with a good experience, and they understand a part of that is what you pay. So we understand both sides, but when one is doing it and no one else is, that's my problem. Like Publix is putting an X on their back. Like you go to a Trader Joe's, you go to a Fresh Market, these places that you assume it's going to be higher,
Aldi,
and then
Aldi is one that's getting a lot of play now. Yeah.
Well, because Aldi does the opposite. Aldi's like, all right, we'll get rid of cart guys, we'll get rid of bags, and we'll save you money. And people are like, all right, cool. Like I'll bring my own bag or I'll do this. Like I'm not asking that of Publix, but it's just funny. Like all these other places that are equivalent to Publix, but supposedly nicer, will be cheaper. Yeah. And that's weird to me.
The egg shelf at Publix, my Publix is empty all the time.
Yeah, people buy it.
And places, Delaware Chicken Farm sells eggs, and it's also cheaper than Publix.
That's crazy.
It's like they sell cartons of 30 for like $11.99. If you break it down per dozen, it's like much cheaper than the Publix price. So, look, I love Publix I still go with the pharmacy when you have the BOGOs. Yes. I like some, their subs, and you buy the cold cuts, but not all the cold cuts. There's certain things that you just, stay away from there, like, basically things that are canned goods or national branded items that you can find at other places just down the road for almost like 35% less. And, and that's the beauty of, our system is you go around, you look, you see which one is the cheapest. But
yep.
I know a lot of people now do breaking up, like they go to three different stores.
Yeah, I do.
Yep. You do? Do you do, Lubie? You go to 3 different stores?
Because what's cool that as much as you guys mock living out west, like the positive for where I live is we have every suburbanite's dream where I live. Like literally in the Turtle Run area, not to be too specific, has literally any chain place. Great. And again, when it goes to a restaurant to like Mama Papa, when it comes to like shopping at a supermarket or shopping at place to pick up this or that, a lot of the time chain places have it at cheaper prices. So like we have everything there. So literally in like a 2-minute radius, I have Aldi, I have Publix, I have Walmart, I have Target. So to me, again, I do a lot of the shopping in our house. I know what things cost. So I'll literally, and my wife will roll her eyes at this because I know if you're in business, it's time is money and all that stuff. But it's not like I waste hours or waste tons of gas.
Where do you go? Which place?
I'll literally do all the Publix. I don't really use at all unless like my mom is big on the BOGOs, and I get it. The BOGOs are really good there. So if I know there's some kind of a BOGO going on there, and they have they go with specialty like ice creams, and Shirley likes this Jenny's, which is a really nice ice cream. Good. It's a really nice ice cream. So I'll go there for that, or sometimes if I know they have a BOGO, and they're good with like the Jewish holiday stuff. Publix is really good with that. But I usually do an Aldi or a Walmart or a Target, and then I'll throw in a Publix here and there. Like even if it's an extra 3 minutes, to me, I'm less resentful at all the places. I'm like, they have their spot. They seem to be happy with what they have. Yeah. And look, I grew up on Publix. I worked at Publix. There are certain things that feels like they gouge.
Wait, you go to Costco, Tony?
Yes.
You do a Costco run. You do like a Publix run, and then there's something else, or some
Yeah.
local markets. You like hitting places like Mimi's Ravioli,
Mimi's Ravioli,
and Bob Ross, New River Groves. You go in there and you can pick up, like pies and little.
That's exactly what I'll do.
Yeah.
And you know what? We'll go to Walmart, for example, to get
I can't see Tony Segreto at Walmart.
the
I was
coffee.
gonna say
You're
that.
Tony Segreto.
the coffee.
What are you doing in
Get the
Walmart?
coffee.
Coffee.
The big
Listen,
coffee.
the
Yeah.
coffee
Oh,
is
the
just
family.
really, it's
No,
really.
and that's basically what I do. In a given 2-week period, I'll be hitting. I don't do Costco because to me it's like the
Costco's
seventh
good.
ring of
No,
hell.
no, you're making a mistake there.
Okay.
If you go there once in a while, you can really stock up, and they have some excellent things. There's no doubt about
But
it.
you got to go the right time, and the one
Well,
that's
you just have
by
to be ready.
$5.95 and Davy.
It's like when you go to
Road
it's like when you go to a sporting event and you're like, okay,
It's a
I'm
little
gonna
annoying,
deal with
but
traffic.
it's worth it.
Just get your book because it's the crazy. My problem is in Costco. It's the parking lot. The parking lot getting in and out is you talk about. It's like hell. It's like if I get out of here without an accident,
gives
then
me
I should
anxiety,
go. I should
yeah.
go do the
My,
lottery.
my problem is don't ever wear flip flops at Costco because they have the giant shopping carts, and you can't help but get your toes run over.
Oh yeah,
But,
they will.
but beyond that, I mean, they have some great prices. Especially
Which one
if
do you go to? Is it
What is it? It's
The
out
sample
there
one,
on
right?
Sample Road.
Yeah, that's when I go.
okay?
Go once in a while, and we stock up. They have great prices on wine. So if you're buying wine and you're getting, paying $18 a bottle at Publix, you're paying $9 for that same bottle of wine at
Yep.
Costco.
No, there's no doubt. It's
So
great.
if you have to buy in bulk to make it worthwhile, but they have some really excellent
do
stuff.
you, do you eat their hot dogs? Do you eat that $1.50
I
hot
don't.
dog?
I
Is
don't
it-
really go for that too much, but I could see
hear
where it
their
would be
hot dogs
worthwhile.
are really good.
People go crazy for the
I
hot
like
dogs
their hot
at
dog.
Costco.
The hot dog's legit.
And it's
I
one
think
of
it's like a
their
Nathan's.
lost
It's like a real hot
leaders.
dog.
They just keep charging $1.50. They
Well,
think
those
they're
giant
Augusta National.
Jose Canseco chickens that they have, where you go into Publix, it looks like a sparrow compared to what you're getting at Costco.
Again, pumped
So it
full
scares
of
me a little bit. But
antibiotics and just soda and the water.
price wise, though, if you're picking up in
bigger,
bulk,
larger thing,
especially
yep.
like frozen stuff, if you're into that at all, that they have some really good prices.
Well, what I do, because it's just much more convenient to me, I go to a BJ's Wholesale Club. It's a competition to Costco. They have a lot of the same products.
Same stuff, yeah.
And it's one of those things where I go there now just to stock up on paper goods.
Yep.
Because that lasts forever. So if you buy
That's what my
36
wife
rolls
does.
of toilet
Even
paper,
condiments too, like a mayonnaise. You may use a lot of mayonnaise, so if you get a big mayonnaise,
yeah,
at the end of the
and
world.
you could stock up also on. They have some good specialty. The jarred sauces, like they
You got to
have-
get the
have
janitor
the-
and drum size, though. I mean, you're going to buying mayonnaise for the next 7 years.
Well, that's the problem. It goes
So
bad
you're hoping
after
the
a while.
expiration date is not a factor there. But
But you can buy the things
Yeah.
like that that last a while there. And I usually also cases of water and
Yes.
sparkling water. They have.
would
better
you line
deals.
up for an hour for gas to save a few
That's the
bucks?
problem. Is I'm the only one in my world that actually gets Costco gas.
Would you line up for an hour?
I do.
hour?
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it's the
yeah.
only big because I'm in the middle.
It is cheaper. There's no doubt.
Well,
about
it's like 30. It's always like 30 cents cheaper. So I get it. Most people go, that's only saving $1 or two.
it. It's crazy, man.
But if you go the right times, it doesn't take that long. And to me, because I drive a lot going, again, remember, I live out west and everything we do is usually out east. Like there's a Costco on, if you're in the southern part of Broward, it's called Nob Hill. If you're in my part, I think it's Coral Springs or Coral Ridge. I don't know what it is. But there's a Costco there, and then there's a Costco out east, the one that Defo goes to. So depending on where I'm going, the Costco's on the way most of the time. So gas-wise, if you go at the right times, it's not that long of a wait. It's a lot less
I
time.
have to smoke a lot of weed before I go into Costco. I have
That's
to admit that.
the
I would
thing.
imagine
You have to be high when you go in there.
I would imagine it
You
makes
you
it
end up
very
buying like a new
expensive.
wardrobe, like some TV
Oh, yeah, you spend way
sets.
too much money.
Yeah,
But if you
uh,
go in there high, you like
buying
impulse
everything.
buy. Oh, look at that! Those
you
100
got
chocolate chip
$400,
cookies,
yeah, worth of.
and cereal.
cereal.
You like peanut butter? The
cookies.
peanut butter infused pretzel nuggets.
Yes.
I
Oh,
mean,
God,
let's
They're
face it.
so good.
You're
Oh,
buying
yeah.
those are the size of the condo
Yeah.
over there. I mean,
You go out to the local gas station. You just put out there because you could sell it for 25 cents
Exactly.
a serving. But it's too much for any one human to eat. But
Yes.
no,
they have good deals though on some stuff compared to any supermarket.
oh
You
no,
would
they
have to
do
say, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
But that's the whole
It just
structure.
depends on if it can
Publix,
last.
That's all.
Publix has become insane. I have to say, I'm a Publix shopper. I don't go running around Aldi's or I'm not a Walmart guy necessarily. I'm not going to go out. I'm way out of my way to save money. But wow, I mean, do you feel like you're getting gouged when you're at the cashier's window there at
Yeah, you
at
buy-
Publix? Wow.
You run in and you think, okay, I'm only getting.
I
20
buy 3 things. It's $37.
Yes.
You're like,
right.
Yes.
what did I get? I got 2 drink enhancers. This Mayo, which went up to like $9 a little thing. Now they offer them BOGO, but it used to be $3. That's one of your points on Let's Eat South Florida.
The
that
BOGO's jacked up.
they jack the price, but then they go BOGO, and you're thinking, oh my
Oh,
God,
what
I'm
a
saving
deal.
so much money.
Sometimes they seem to raise, like the English muffins. I always notice it's like
They're up to like
it used,
$5.50
it
now.
used
Yeah,
to be like $3.99, but then
$3.99.
the weeks it was BOGO, it was $4.99.
$4.99. Yes,
And
they
now
still
it's
do
up
that.
to the $5 and change.
How much money are they making? Did you say?
It's
$1 billion
like
a quarter. $1 billion a quarter is a
their
lot.
Their margins
Where's
are
Tim
really
Tebow?
small.
Isn't he from the area where they,
They're-
where
They're
products
from
are
like
located?
northern
Yeah.
central
Now,
Florida.
a lot of their profit is tied to their investments. They have an enormous amount of investments. So when
Yes.
the stock market goes up, that's when their profits also go up, which makes it even worse because it's
Yeah,
like
that weirds
they
me
don't
out.
even need to gouge people on
They don't,
everyday
yes.
items if they're already got such great investments. It's, again, privately held, family-run company, but they give stock shares to their
To everyone
employees.
who works there.
Yeah, which that made Publix employees very happy
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
long time. But I understand things change there, and the culture,
Well, they've got chintzy.
and it seems like the morale at the various Publixes is
Well, because they
gone up.
never pay commiserate. Like,
Yeah. Oh, we
that-
got to take a break.
No,
We do,
I've
we do.
noticed that.
We've been running on. I didn't even realize that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have.
well, because we had a topic. George is like, I love that people complain about Publix but shop there. No, we're complaining about Publix and we don't shop there.
Well, no,
I do shop there, though.
and I shop.
I shop for
I-
specific
I
things.
like
I'm not
their
happy about it.
produce, and I love the pharmacist at my old, in my old neighborhood. I still go there because I'm actually getting my second shingles vaccine there later
good for you.
today because I like,
You
certain
trust
times
them
you
and
make
this and that.
personal
Looks
relationships.
like you got a little rash
but,
there. Right?
no, we're good. So, anyway, let's take our second
Let's
break.
do it. Let's take
And
it.
talking about places that it's not just affordable to shop, but it's also where it really is a pleasure to shop because the food and the seafood, the
Oh,
fresh
you're going
fish,
Delaware?
Delaware
Oh.
Chicken Farm
Oh,
and
my
Seafood
God.
Market.
I'm gonna
They
stop
have
there on the way
weekly
home.
You
specials.
should.
Sign up for their weekly newsletter where you learn all about the weekly specials. Be it sometimes they have chicken breasts on sale, sometimes it's like whole chicken fryers, sometimes they have that great Key
I
West
have
pink
to say
shrimp
this, and
comes on
Tony's
sale.
well aware of this, but when you look at the service there, Delaware Chicken, I mean, even if they were more expensive than other places, it'd be worth it
Worth
just for the
it.
service. Because when you go to the deli counter at Publix at Lauderdale by the Sea, no one knows.
No
your
one
name.
knows you.
You're a
No one
complete
knows.
unknown. It's Bob Dylan time, man.
Yes.
I mean, you're standing there for a half hour. People are looking at you, just standing there. You're the only guy. You want to get the $5.95 ham special for some ham that comes from like Mexico City. I don't even know where they got it from, and no one will serve you. It's crazy.
Yeah, but
And then you go to Delaware, and you're like,
and they're on top of you like a hawk.
Oh,
So
my God.
You're in
Remember
and
your
out.
name, your family.
And the thing
that's the
is,
way it should be, right?
yeah, and certain items are so reasonably priced, and they always have like specials on the like the shrimp that comes in either from Key
Yes.
West or whatever.
I
It's
took a
good
number
deal.
at Publix the other day, and it came up 26, right? And I said, "Oh, good, I'm next." And they said, "No, that's 2026.
Yeah, that's the way
You're gonna
it's
get."
going.
Delaware, that's never a thing. Like, there's
Never.
always like 6 people there working and
Yeah,
they get you in and out.
They get you in and out. It's at 4191 North State Road 7. They've been in business for decades, and it is the place to go for whatever you need for the upcoming holidays. For a Passover, if you want to go in there tomorrow, they'll
Tomorrow
be
night.
open, and you can pick up. They have all kinds of good meat and brisket, and they also do gefilte fish that we had that is excellent because the
Does a nice
difference
job.
between the house-made gefilte fish, fresh ground with pike and whitefish, and
That's
Gene does a
probably the
great
only
job,
way to do it, right?
as
Yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to the jarred dreck. Excuse my
Oh,
French.
yeah, yeah. Did you ever buy this stuff
night
in
and day.
jar?
Yeah, I used to eat it all the time, but
Yes,
now I'm
now-
Yeah,
turned.
once you have real.
'Cause
How
Gene,
could
when-
you? I mean,
once
how,
you-
how could
The
you?
once you
herring,
have-
the herring you get in the jar.
You're eating
I
herring?
love
Once
no,
you
no.
have-
Tony's like
My
half a Jew.
father used to get the herring.
I didn't peck him as a herring guy.
Yes.
Was he
Is it
Jewish?
Is it a million
No,
dollars?
he
But
worked.
he's New
He
York.
worked
Segreto is eating
with
herring?
Cubans and Jewish.
Okay.
Oh, he worked on
people.
Schmatter Road.
But he
Remember,
should-
he
You,
worked on
you and
Schmatter Road.
Ralph Rinker or
I don't
whatever
wanna
eating
Did he
herring?
do a herring parmesan? No.
No, but he loved it.
That's
He loved the herring.
Well, I
Well,
think
you don't get it in a
herring
jar
is for
there.
grandpas, but at Delaware
Delaware
Chicken
Herring and
Farm,
cream sauce
they
is the
have
most disgusting thing.
the house-made gefilte fish that will complement any Passover Seder table. And next Sunday with Easter Sunday, you can get lamb there. Then, of course, you can get all the great
Fish.
seafood and fish and the sausages that Tony Segreto loves. Go into Delaware, tell him the Lunchbox sent you. DelawareChicken.com. Sign up for that weekly newsletter so you get ahead on all their sales and specials. All right, we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after these words. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to tavernakima.com. When I get a craving for real Southern barbecue, Fat Boys Barbecue is the place that I call home. Cooked low and slow with proper smoke and dry rub goodness, Fat Boys has some of the best ribs, brisket, burnt ends, pulled pork, and chicken around. 5 delectable sauces and the tastiest collard greens, candied yams, and cornbread this side of heaven. 4 locations, including Deerfield, Coral Springs, Cypress Creek Road, and their newest location in downtown Fort Lauderdale, 706 South Federal Highway. Open 7 days with great lunch specials, online ordering, delivery, catering, and food trucks for your next event. To order, go to fatboysbarbecue.com today. That's Fat. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail, and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information. All right, we're back at Gulfstream, and we are having a good time with lunch at 10 Palms. And once again, the contest, very simple. If you want to get in your entry, email it to mikemayoeats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, April 12th, and it's going to be 3 things. Number 1 is the restaurant, and I'm going to give you the clue once again. It's very simple and easy. Number 2, Gulfstream Race 8, a number 1 through 10. And if you get a scratch horse, you get the post-time favorite. And then number 3, give me the winner of this year's Masters, which is unfolding right now through Sunday evening. And the number of strokes under par that
And
the
you'll let
winner
them,
will be.
they could actually do it until 11:59
tomorrow morning.
a.m.
Yep.
Yes.
If you're
And-
smart, I would wait till the last
And
minute.
you know,
honestly, but giving
not
them
that
that-
I wouldn't wait till
not that I want to be known as a softie, but because when you have to wait later on today to get your entry together, you know, if it comes in at 12:01 tomorrow,
Oh wow,
no, it's still going in.
I would say 12.
No,
I got
little-
a question for you. I
Yeah.
had some input, and I don't know. Did they announce the finalists in your matzo ball soup thing?
No, that's not going to be announced until April. They said nominations, and thank you for reminding me.
Well,
about
I got the number 1 place. I don't know if it's on the list.
Okay,
I'm
but-
not sure if it's been
But
mentioned.
the
Okay,
Sun
so-
Sentinel is doing a matzo ball competition. They're accepting entries and nominations now. If you go online to the sunsentinel.com website,
Oh, they're still
you'll see
taking
it.
nominations.
It's going to be nominations and through the
Okay.
I believe the 23rd of April.
Has this place been mentioned?
Go ahead. Tell me.
Ben's Deli in
Yeah,
Boca Raton.
We've mentioned it many
Oh,
times.
I never heard of it.
It's been mentioned. It's a kosher deli.
like the number 1. I heard this from the primary Jewish person that I know.
Mhm.
Not that you have to be Jewish to understand the whole thing, but I would think that would help. Be a lean that way. says it's everybody else after Ben's, which we have some great places. I mean, look,
I'm going on.
Grandpa's is no slouch. I don't know if this will be overlooked, though, Mailman. And
It's
I'm
not going to be
sure.
overlooked because
No, not Ben's, but there's another place that I thought of. And now, overall, the quality of the place might have declined a little bit over the years, but Myron's Deli in the Harris Casino actually makes like an outstanding matzo ball soup.
That's interesting.
I'm not sure that they're going to be mentioned in there.
Yeah.
I used to be a big fan of their overall presentation. I think it's declined a little bit. Maybe it's gotten better. I'm not sure. I don't really frequent it as much as I used to.
I haven't had soup there for
But
ages.
no, but their
Yeah.
matzo ball soup. Was,
No, I used to have it all the time.
What is
primary,
matzo
yeah.
ball soup?
So a matzo ball
Oh, you really
is
don't know
made
matzo ball
from
soup?
matzo
Okay.
meal. It's
It's-
again during the
How long you been in
Passover
Miami?
holiday.
You know all the Jewish
No,
things.
and all the
Like Mr.
Jewish
Jew.
delis. It's a staple. You've never
I
seen
know
a
what
matzo.
it is, but what is exactly a matzo ball?
Oh,
Oh,
matzo
No one
ball.
knows.
Nobody knows. We can't talk about that. That's part of the
It's
secret.
flavorless. I mean, it's like the most useless
It's like
piece
the
of food ever. I mean,
The secret
It's not
handshake.
like a
No, it's
meatball.
basically a dumpling. That's very, back in the old days, it was very cheap to make. Matzah meal, which is ground up matzah, which is like
Yeah.
unlike milled wheat, which you bake into bread. First, you bake the unleavened bread, then you mash it up into matzah meal,
I love
and
the
then-
matzahs. but
and then you end up having, you soak it, you make it. It's like it's a dumpling that in order to get
it's
it,
not
you
really
use
a dumpling, though. I mean,
Well,
is it?
I don't know what I would
That's-
compare it to.
European. Yeah, I mean a kreplach is more of a wonton.
Yeah, because there's
dumpling.
nothing in it.
But
There's nothing in it. It's got
But you know
nothing.
when you go up to Midwest and you say chicken and dumplings, and
Yes.
it's not
Yeah.
like a dumpling you've seen. It's
Oh, is
just like
that what
those little
dumplings
doughs.
are? Then maybe
That's
then it
when
is
you
like
say
that
it's kind of that kind of
Yeah.
dumpling made with matzo meal instead of
the matzah, the matzah
potatoes or the-
itself is excellent. My
well,
God,
you like it's thin and cracker like. Who doesn't like a matzah?
I hate matzah.
But
You don't like matzahs?
I
I
like
just said that I'm
matzah.
the only one
It's un-American.
that actually observed Passover, and I don't eat any matzah. I can't stand matzah at all.
but the matzo
I love
ball it
this guy,
became
by
a
the way.
staple in soup, and now the Sun Sentinel is having this competition. There's going to be 5 finalists, which will be announced after the 23rd, and then
Is
we're
it
going.
fair to narrow it down to 5?
Well, no,
That's
it's
the
impossible.
thing. All of these we do that.
Because
With all of
we
these.
just named like 3 places, and you could put an umbrella
And,
over
okay,
all
and
of
it's
them.
again
Grandpa's,
sunsentinel.com.
Goldberg's, the Pomperdale. You've got the
Pomperdale's is great,
Top
yeah.
Hat Deli downtown Fort Lauderdale. Elliot Wolf.
Ben's apparently
Ben's-
runs away with it. Yeah.
Ben's. Okay, now your friend is working from a limited sample size because if he
The
keeps
only
kosher,
yeah.
Ben's is a kosher deli. It's
Yeah.
one of the few kosher delis. There's a lot of other kosher restaurants around, but not many of them have matzo ball soup.
Right.
Is
So
there something to be said that they might have an edge, though?
You would
Because they
hope,
are a
but
kosher deli.
it might
not
use better
guaranteed, I
stock. Now the thing is, I don't know if they make their matzo balls in house. A lot of delis. I
Yeah,
hate to
don't.
burst anyone's bubble.
They don't. Yeah, they don't.
And they come out very
Frozen
nice.
matzo ball?
No, well, they use
They
commercially
farm it out.
made.
Yeah, they farm it out.
Commercially made matzo balls that
Oh, yeah?
are
Oh.
produced elsewhere, and then they bring them in, and some of them are frozen and they defrost.
I,
Others,
for some reason, I don't think it's like that difficult to make a matzo ball. I don't know. I mean,
My
But
mom does it. I'll
because they're
ask her.
essentially flavorless.
it's time. It's labor intensive, like
Yeah.
anything else.
labor
Yeah, yeah,
intensive.
yeah,
And
yeah.
That,
and
that's
it's
how-
funny. The other day, you kind
Did
of
you
made
see Sheldon G's van of matzo balls anymore?
Yeah, it's funny. The other day, you made I guess a face because I said, "Is it sinkers or floaters?"
Yeah.
But on the group
That
when
became
they
a big
announced the
deal.
No,
contest,
no, that was big. That was
no,
big.
when somebody else, when they
It
announced
figures that would be a hit.
when they announced the contest, somebody in that thread mentioned sinkers
Sinkers
or
or
floaters.
floaters.
It's well known in the Jewish community. And the
Kind of a-
floaters,
Okay, but what's
yeah.
interesting is
the
do people
floaters are
like
lighter.
because but it always seems like people like floaters. So then, do people like the sinkers? Like, are people that like them more dense? Because whenever my mom makes them dense, the whole family's like they're good, but they're
Right.
not as fluffy. Okay. Is there anyone that likes them that way? Because again, people like stuff differently. It's rare you hear someone be like, "Yeah, I want it dense."
I want it dense and heavy.
There
It's stuck
are
in my
s-
gut like a rock.
That
Give me a
sounds like
bowling ball,
meatball. That sounds like a meatball.
Yeah,
because,
it's very similar. It's a
know,
bread-like
because-
meatball.
because you go to somebody's house and they go, "Oh my gosh, it's too soft."
Eh.
Then you go to somebody else's house, "Oh my gosh, it's too hard."
Yep.
Like
it's
with
just-
much food, it's subjective. It's what you grew up with. In my optimum version of a matzo ball is light and fluffy, and you don't have to like dig into your with your spoon. It
The
just
matzo ball in
peels
and of
off
itself
like
though,
butter.
is kind of lame.
Again,
I
it's,
mean,
it's about
it
the
really
soup.
depends on
It's
the
about the
soup that
broth.
surrounds
To me, it's about
it.
the soup. Yeah.
And that's another consideration in this
Yeah.
contest is Are they going to be, some places use commercially prepared stocks, just
Oh.
pour it out of a can.
That's,
But in my mind, you got to basically
No, you got to
you
make
gotta
it yourself.
make it.
simmer
You gotta
your
make it.
own chicken, get
Yeah.
your own stock.
Byron's,
going.
though, probably won't be on the list, but I would have to put them in there. If
No,
I
it used
was-
to be very good, but
gonna
it's a
put a top
commercially
five
made
in there.
matzo ball in a commercial broth. But
Broth.
it tastes good. I mean, I used to have
It
it.
might cost you $100 for the bowl of soup, though, by the time you get by the slot machines and the video poker's right
Oh,
there by
God.
the restaurant.
Hey, before we take our last break, I wanted to just get into quickly one more topic, which you mentioned on your show in the morning the other day. But
Wow.
the jackets,
Jackets
required because
See,
we were
now Tony
thinking
was
the
around
green
in that era.
jackets.
Yeah, it was more of an older thing, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like in the 60s, 70s.
but even down here, because South Florida's
You
always been its
couldn't- you
own
couldn't go
animal.
to
Burton Jacks, I think. Required
Burton
a
Jacks
jacket,
did
yeah.
Burton
require
Jacks?
jackets. Correct.
Did
yes.
no, Joe Stone Crabs never required.
No.
a
No,
jacket.
but the original version of La Vieille Maison,
La
up in
Vieille
Boca
Maison,
Raton,
jackets
required
required.
jackets.
Now, did anybody show? I mean, people had to show up because I was thinking about this on the
and
Walk
if
of
you,
Life
if
today.
you showed up without a jacket, they gave you one.
They gave you one, and it was always like a hideous jacket that made you look like a complete clown. It was like the green jacket at the Masters. That's how it came up. It's like nobody would ever wear this anywhere, and they made sure you stood out. But this is the most casually dressed place, I think, anywhere in the country. Like a guy will show
South
up at,
Florida,
at
yeah.
like a major high-end
Yeah.
restaurant in shorts and at
100%.
least like a Tommy Bahama shirt,
Yes,
and it's
Yep.
considered okay. Where it wouldn't be anywhere else, you would automatically like dress up a little bit. no?
100%.
No, it's much more casual down here, a function of the weather, but also changing times. Because there used to be a few places, and on this thread, it was like 100 comments. People chimed in saying, I think there was a place called Le Dome that used
Le
to
Dome.
The
used to
dome.
require jackets. There was a place on Young Circle in Hollywood. It was called Top of the Home.
Top of the home. You
Top
They
of the
required
home.
jacket.
They required jackets.
They
Weren't they
required-
big racing sponsors at one time, along with Sam Studioli and the whole
But then
Tropical Eagles?
somebody
Cruise?
mentioned the Jockey Club, which didn't
The
Hank
Jockey
Goldberg-
Club.
Jockey Club.
Is that open to the public or is that a private
That
club?
was a private club.
Because a lot of private
private
clubs
club, yeah.
still have clubhouses and dinners where they do
Yeah, yeah.
require
That was a big
jackets.
Hank Goldberg hangout. Didn't he
Yeah.
live there at the Jockey
Yeah.
Club?
Yeah. And I was
Like I could see golf. What is it? Country clubs. Like I could see
country
a
clubs is
club.
different.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean that I can understand, but I was wondering, just about restaurants, and not just in South Florida where it is more casual, but
Were
around the
you ever
country.
thrown a jacket anywhere you went?
Yeah, I remember one time I
What
went to a
was it?
place.
How did you feel about
Why
that?
don't you New York do it?
And that's the way it
I
is
felt-
in New Orleans.
Yes, Galatoire's. required-
Galatoire's.
not
they-
Commander's Palace, but
No.
Galatoire's requires jackets.
It
still.
was so because we went there, casual, and they said you have to wear jackets.
And there used to be a few places in New York that required jackets that are all
That's
gone.
where I remember it from.
which
yeah.
was Le Grenouille. Well, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it means the frog in French.
Yeah.
Le Grenouille.
You're going to a place called the Frog, and you have to wear a jacket.
Well,
You're
it was
thinking
one
about
of
a
the
delicacy.
fancy, really,
You don't even think you have to
I-
wear a shirt at the Frog.
the really frou-frou New York restaurant where jackets were required, but they just shut after 40-something or 50 years. And, places like Lutece
That'll
and-
teach them.
and I don't know if the 21 Club, but down here, did the Forge require jackets, Tony? Do you ever know?
I want to say
Yes,
no to that. You
yes,
did?
they did.
At
yeah.
one
Yes,
point.
they did.
At one point, they might have. And
I
again,
still
it's-
see that roach crawling across my table at the Forge. I'll never forget it.
Hey, Peter Luger?
I mean, if Weinseer had been there, he would have had a sledgehammer on the table and just broken the whole thing.
It says, and this is also from the Let's Eat group. Kristen says jackets were required in the upstairs dining room on the weekends at Stan's in Fort Lauderdale. Stan's is
Maybe
used-
even at the track, too.
Did you ever hear Stan's? Stan's is
Yeah.
where Calusa is now.
yeah,
Stan's.
man, it stands, of course. I went there many times.
Stan's? Okay.
No.
Oh no, I didn't. Did you have to wear a jacket? It
It
said weekends only
you know
back
what?
in the day.
Yeah, that's possible. I don't ever remember being hit with that here in South Florida,
Oh,
but I do remember as a kid going into places, and even the kids had throw a jacket on. It was very, very crazy in New York City. And I don't know that the restaurants were all that great. I mean,
Yeah.
certainly wearing the jacket didn't enhance the quality of the food. I don't think, and didn't reduce the ridiculous overpricing on the check. But
And we got to take our third and final break. Before we do, Tony, have you heard about this? Our friends at Casa D'Angelo are holding a wine dinner in a couple
how
of
is
weeks.
Tony not going to be there with Marino? Get
Well, I
out
don't
of
know.
here.
Honestly,
So there is a winery in Washington State called Passing Time Winery. That
Passing
is
time, Marino's
Marino's baby, along with Damon
Damon
Ewart.
Ewart, yes, they was.
So, did you realize the two of them are going to be hosting some wine dinners at Casa D'Angelo in Aventura on the 22nd of this month, and Fort Lauderdale Flagship on the 23rd of this month? For reservations and to get more details, go online to casadangelo.com. It's casa-d-angelo.com. Now, I'm not sure if both Danny and Damon are going to be at both dinners. I don't know, but can you get us in?
I love it.
I'll make a call.
All right.
He would be the guy.
I know people. You people. Maybe, you know people.
Tony would be the guy.
Get
honestly.
people together.
Tony, nobody closer to Marino. than you.
Marino?
I mean,
It's like
maybe
family.
John Congemi. That would be about
When,
it.
when was the last time you saw Danny?
At runway 84, about 6 months ago.
Okay, so
5 months ago.
relatively. I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah.
And,
He's doing really.
He seems to be doing well.
He's doing well.
Yeah.
He's doing really, really well.
This wine sounds really interesting, and these dinners sound impressive.
Passing time has been
you
around.
know it.
Oh yeah.
Have
Oh
you
yeah.
had it? You've
Oh
drunk
you
yeah.
had the
It's
wine?
delicious.
Oh, it's nice.
It's
good.
delicious.
Oh, good.
So it's and I didn't realize it's been around for over a decade. I guess
Yeah.
they started it, and they must be producing some very nice
Yes.
wines. If Angelo Elia
they're not
allows
messing
you to
around.
have a showcase wine dinner,
Yep.
it means it's good stuff.
Yes. Yep.
So
How did Marino and Hewitt end up being such good friends? Because you would think Marino would have been upset that Jimmy Johnson was saying Hewitt's a better quarterback.
Yeah.
When they were both on the Dolphins that year, I guess it didn't impact them, which was kind of cool.
yeah, but then Marino,
Mayo would have been stirring the pot if he was writing stories. Saying, "Can you
Marino
believe
is
this?"
so cool. He's
do you know how many Super Bowl rings Damon Ewart has? Two.
Yes, too. He was on Patriot backup for Brady.
He ended up being a backup on the Patriots when they won 2 bowls. So I don't
Shows
know
you
if
how
I'm-
bogus that is as a barometer.
he should give Danny one.
yeah.
Maybe it was part of the whole wine package deal. So
Remember, Hewitt would drop
No.
back like 40 yards and then get sacked, and everybody's wondering why Marino's on the sideline. They're like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, you know the thing about Danny though is like, okay, he's tired of hearing that, obviously, but I think he's at peace with it, and I don't think he would accept a ring. Like he wanted to earn that.
He
thing.
wanted to earn it legitimately. He
Uh,
doesn't want anything
No, he wasn't chasing it.
given to him.
I don't know. Do you think he would like just take Damon's and just try it on for a second and say, "Oh, this is what it feels like. It's too heavy anyway.
No.
I wouldn't want to have that."
There
shoved
goes our invitation to the,
No.
to the thing.
No.
All right. Well, we love Danny, and you.
What happened to Rick Keeneland, man?
I don't know, but
Looks
we
like
got to
they
take our
stopped the
third
race.
break.
Take a break.
Sorry,
We gotta
I am
find
all
out.
over the place today. I need a roadmap to
look
get
at this
back.
screen. Something's
Something
happening there.
Something's
Something weird. Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know. We'll figure that out after
no.
the break.
After the break,
We're
we'll be
Gulfstream
back
Park, Ten
to wrap
Palms.
up this week on the Lunchbox after these words. Okay. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sampler that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and... All right, we're back at Gulfstream. We're going to wrap up this week. A couple of just more notes. First of all, thanks to Lisa Koch, who watches the show, because she went to Blackjack's Rum Bar and Grill in Davie after she saw the show and us there on Monday. And she and her husband went yesterday, and they posted a nice review on the Let's Eat group. And they also had that rum old fashioned, loved it. And they had a couple other things. And the place looks fun. High praise, very nice. They
I gotta go there.
Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah, and it's close to you.
It's really fun. The food's really good, and they have like
what's your number one
rums.
question you ask on every show? What about Davey?
Yeah, well, we got
it's right there in your
Luke's in
backyard.
Davie, our friend Luke. The seafood place is great. And now we've got Blackjack's. I met the people that are running it. They're also building a new one in Fort Lauderdale, right on 3rd Avenue, Northeast 3rd Avenue, close to Flagler Village. And that's going to be open in the summertime. And also, don't forget our friends at Batch this weekend and every weekend. They have brunches on Saturday and Sunday.
I gave my friend a miniature of the pecan whiskey. She absolutely loved it.
She flipped out and now is going.
She's going to Batch.
She's going and she's got to get the biscuits hot, fresh out of that skillet. Weekend brunches. They also have cinnamon rolls that are just sinful.
We didn't try them.
And no, because every time, how do I go there and not get the biscuits? But then my sister-in-law Tracy and my brother go sometimes, and they get the cinnamon rolls. They said it's fantastic.
Nice, yeah.
Just like everything at Batch, we love them. We're going to be doing a show there, I think, in the Del Rey location this upcoming Thursday. But you can check out one of the 3 locations: West Del Rey, downtown Fort Lauderdale, with the free parking on the side, 525 North Federal Highway, and downtown West Palm Beach on Clematis. We love Batch. And then finally, last but not least, it is also time to just say thanks again to Joe Beja and upcoming days: Easter Sunday, $85 enhanced buffet; the Kentucky Derby, where you get the enhanced buffet on the Saturday, May 3rd, along with the $15 souvenir glass Woodford Reserve mint julep. Take my advice, just tell them to
Pour the
hold.
drink out.
I'll throw the drink
Yeah.
out and
Hold the
No,
mint julep, take the
just-
gas.
It's one of these. You pour it right in a plant. Is there a planter?
I would tell them I would like a mint julep. Hold the mint julep. Just put some Woodford
whiskey
Reserve
in
and
a glass.
on ice in a glass in the souvenir glass. $15 on Derby Day up here. I'm sorry, at believe it's, I don't know if it's throughout the track. I know Joe was texting me earlier in the show, and I want to get things right because they do things so right here
They
at
do 'em-
Gulfstream
They do things first class, first
Yes.
class all the time up here.
So on Derby Day also, there will be a watch party in the South Tent, which is down here on the track apron, for $25, which includes a mint julep in the souvenir Woodford Reserve Gold Cup. So 2 days for Kentucky Derby Day. Always a big day at the track here and tracks all across America, including Churchill Downs. First Saturday in May 3rd this year. All right, that's it.
They have that thing up there now.
Yeah, it says Keeneland, there was some incident, and the whole race 3 has been declared a no contest.
That's interesting.
So there goes my pick 5. Always new and novel ways, and hope everything is okay up there. Because
That's what you that what you worry about.
Yeah.
Pick 5.
yeah. Well,
Happy
no,
and a
that's
healthy
not.
Passover to everyone who observes.
Happy, healthy Passover,
Yes.
and have a good Palm Sunday.
Yes,
Holy
yes.
Week begins
Palm
for
Sunday.
Christians. It got Good Friday. Palm Sunday,
Palm Sunday, Good Friday.
Wasn't it Ash
Is
Wednesday?
there something on
Was
a
Ash Wednesday
Thursday? No,
starts
Ash Wednesday starts Lent.
No more than
There's some kind of
Holy
Holy
Thursday.
Holy Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Easter Sunday itself on the 20th of April. And if you want to have reservations here, just go online to gulfstreampark.com or go to opentable.com. That's going to do it for this week. We'll see everybody Monday at a legendary, iconic place for an iconic eatery show.
Yeah, never been.
Sonny's Famous Steak Hoagies in Hollywood. It's been there
they're
for
great.
65
They're
years.
I've never
fantastic.
actually been. I'm disappointed in
They
myself, but I'm happy
bake
to
their
be going.
own bread every day. There's
Yes, they
these
do.
beautiful hoagie rolls that are about 8 inches. They're not people who are, used to some of the bigger, but these are like perfectly portioned, beautiful sub hoagie chopped up with the steak and the
They
cheese.
do it right.
And cash only.
Cash
still.
only still.
Talk about old school cash only, and their prices are so reasonable. It's unbelievable. Like
It's
to get a steak,
if you
hoagie for
haven't tried
$10.
it, if you haven't tried it, it's a must go to.
For South
Try
Florida.
it.
We're going to be there at 2:00. That's on Monday. So until then, have a great weekend, everybody. Happy holidays and enjoy every sandwich.